Welcome to One on One. I am your host, Jimmy Olsen, and I am being joined by none other than the East Village famous Andy Roat. Andy, how are you, sir?
Good, Jimmy. Good to talk with you.
Andy is the owner of Fleet Feet Des Moines, which is, again, located over in the East Village. And I know you – so we're kind of like in this odd time, Andy, but I'm sure you're still finding ways to keep yourself busy.
Yeah, it is a different time, but we always look for silver linings.
That's right.
And one of the things I've noticed is a lot of people out walking, a lot of people out running. Spring is such a beautiful time in Des Moines, and getting outside, clearing your head with a walk or a run is one of the things we could do that's really good for us.
Well, and I was actually listening to an interview earlier today that they were talking to a counselor, a therapist, and they were saying that's one of the things of not just like listening to music and even different kinds, but getting out there when, we're not seeing rain, you're getting that sunshine to really just kind of walk around, get that fresh air and it as well, keep yourself active, which is very important.
Absolutely. They say that one of our new phrases is movement is medicine. Movement is medicine. So moving around is a great way to release the endorphins, release the stress. Sometimes I get great ideas when I'm out walking and running. So we encourage people to do that. And I know I've seen a lot of people that seem to be newer walkers out there, which is exciting to see.
Well, absolutely. And which leads me to a question, because I know you do a lot of those social runs and you've got the 5K training and the half marathon trainings. Through conversation and even looking at things, how is this going to possibly, because I know you're going to keep doing them because you want to motivate and encourage people to get out there, but is this going to like maybe change a little bit of how you bring those groups together?
It absolutely has. We have put on hiatus our group runs, whether they're our organized training groups for 5K, 10K, and a half. Right now, we're looking to start those up this fall to get ready for the IMT Marathon and other fall races. And we've also postponed our social runs and walks out of the store just out of safety for everybody. But we still encourage folks to get out and walk and run. We still do see a good number of our community walking and running. We're happy to see that, and we're happy to see that they are using wise social distancing while they do that.
Well, and I'm sure they can always follow you either on social media, Facebook, and other places, and even go to your website to see when those kind of get back up and running again. Correct?
Absolutely. The timing for our organized activities isn't here yet, but we keep monitoring that. In the meantime, we have lots of things through our social media, through our websites, whether it's ad hoc training groups that people can do on their own individually. For example, tonight, we used to have our training groups here out of the store on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And now we have our own little Zoom meeting before they take off and do their training on their own and in small groups on Tuesdays.
And now just really quick, what is your website, Andy?
Yeah, fleetfeetdesmoines.com.
And again, talking to Andy Roat, he is the owner of Fleet Feet Des Moines, located over in the East Village. And we're talking about like the IMT Des Moines Marathon and the other 5Ks. I know a lot of them have been put on, either hiatus or some canceled, but they're going to be coming back. And have you been hearing any one thing I've been noticing that have kind of picked up a little bit are more of these virtual runs.
Right. Yeah, where people can still do the run, but they kind of do it on their own. Actually, today we're seeing a lot of activity. There's a very popular Midwestern race called Grandma's. It's a half marathon and marathon out of Duluth, Minnesota. So they are doing their virtual half marathon and marathon this weekend.
Oh, wow. So have you been seeing a lot of those rather than postponing it so they can get out and do it, of maybe kind of switching to the virtual for right now?
It's a mixed bag. We're seeing and hearing a lot of that, as well as a good number of races are pushing back to the fall as well.
Well, and I always love talking new equipment with you, Andy, whenever we are able to have a conversation. Anything new that's coming out, or I'm sure once the races start coming back in, because we're hearing a lot about like the face masks and gloves and the social distancing, any kind of new things that are out there that the vendors are sharing?
Well, I'll highlight two. One is we do have different headpieces that were originally designed to wick sweat and moisture away. But we have sold through an awful lot of those that are also being used as face masks to cover the mouth and the nose. So those have been very popular. And the second thing that I mention are massage recovery tools. And the reason why I mention that is there are a good number of people that are new to walking particularly and running. And it's pretty common when people start out that they might have some aches or pains in the calves or the quads or other parts of the body. So a good massage recovery tool can help minimize those aches and pains that they might be experiencing.
And I know when I've taken part in a couple of your group, the 5K trainings and things like that over the years, that you've been out to show those tools, and those recovery massage tools are just fantastic. I can actually say that for myself because I've used them. So how can they find out about, are you doing like curbside appointment? How are you kind of helping the public right now if they have questions or are wanting to know, what you have that they can look at in stock at Fleet Feet Des Moines?
So people can schedule appointments with us now. That has been approved by the governor's office. So they could come in and have our fitting experience in store. Right now, we are asking if people want to be fit in our store that they wear a mask. If people choose not to, that's okay too. And then we will fit them either out in front of our store or in our back hallway. So we could take care of people regardless of what they're most comfortable with. We are also monitoring the traffic in the store. So we are having fewer people in the store, and that just makes everybody feel more comfortable. So we do ask people to set up an appointment with us. They can either give us a call, email, website, whatever, just to make sure that we're accommodate what works best for their schedule.
And, again, motivating, keeping people out there, keeping people active. I do have a question for you because, the activity trackers are always a big item. Any new activity trackers are out there right now that, this is the one you got to check out?
Probably the newest is Garmin has come up with a new generation of activity trackers. And they do a couple things. They do a few things. One is by buying the Garmin, you get a world-renowned coach that will come up with a training plan for you. And as your training goes along, they will automatically adjust it according to how you are doing. It has an alert so people can know exactly where you are. So that could be if you're going for a run by yourself or if you're doing a race, so your friends and family know where you are in the course so they can find you. And it also has something where if you fall, it lets you know about that immediately. So those are some new elements that are in the new series of Garmin's. The other thing that's new is for the music to be contained on your Garmin timepiece, so you don't have to carry your phone with you, although it's always a good idea to carry the phone, but that whether it's a book, an audio book, music, whatever, is contained on the timepiece itself as well.
Well, that is fantastic. Andy, thank you very much for your time. Again, they can find you at fleetfeetdesmoines.com or even follow you on Facebook as well under Fleet Feet Des Moines, correct?
That's absolutely correct. Jimmy, thank you so much for including us.
Oh, all the time, anytime. Again, speaking with Andy Roat, he is the owner of Fleet Feet Des Moines in the East Village. Thank you for listening to One on One. I'm your host, Jimmy Olsen.